It's go time. 4 AM alarm was worth it. We're all set, we're packed, we're ready, we're heading to the start line. We're about to take on Unbound 200. I'm so excited. It's gonna be mega. I'll see you later, okay?
All right, have a good ride.
Cheers. Enjoy the day. Thanks.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Okay, take it easy. 200 miles of gravel awaits. I'm in America at arguably the biggest gravel race in the world, Unbound 200, and I'm lining up with the pros. Thanks to Alchemy, Reynolds and Redshift, I've been set up with a dream gravel bike to take this beast on. I'm nervous, I'm really excited, and I'm also very naive and apprehensive because I've got no idea what's ahead of me. Can I get a cheeky result, or will this turn into a battle of survival? I guess there's only one way to find out. This year's edition of Unbound is 205 miles long with 9,100 feet of climbing. It's known for its tyre-slicing flint, heavy mud if there's a sniff of rain, punchy climbs and rocky gullies. Starting and finishing in Emporia, Kansas, the route takes one big anti-clockwise loop on mostly gravel roads. There are 2 points for water refills and 2 checkpoints where you can receive help from a support crew. Outside that, you're on your own. And I've actually managed to rustle up the best support crew going in the form of my dad. Thanks, Dad. If you can, try and find some lube.
What sort of lube?
Any lube.
Any lube.
Anything. And this is the setup I've gone for. Alchemy have sent me their Lycos frame set. Out of Colorado, Alchemy are known for their custom handmade titanium and carbon frame sets. The Lycos is actually their first production model, which retains all the quality that they're known for, but brings the bike to a more affordable price point. Reynolds decked me out with their top spec gravel orientated black label ATR wheel set, perfect for what's ahead on this route. The beauty of them is that they're designed to be run on road, gravel or both. Redshift completed the build with their Shock Stop Pro suspension stems, and this is something I'm really going to need to rely on because in a recent FKT attempt, my arms were totally shot. So I need this for the comfort in my upper body, which I really believe is going to translate to extra speed. I've completed the bike with 45mm wide tyres, wider the better in my opinion. I've gone for inserts, enough sealant to sink an army of elephants, and 2 small bags here and there for my food and spares. Total weight, 9.4 kilos of this bike, so light enough to really rock on in Unbound. And it's got a banging paint job too, so I'm gonna get the duster out and you can enjoy that while I leave it there and get ready for race day. Ha ha! Come on everyone! Whilst I give the bike a bit of a polish off, don't forget you can head over to the GCN Tech channel now to get a much deeper dive into everything I've used, kit, bike, equipment, hydration, nutrition, to get me through Unbound, because it has been one heck of a planning mission. So there we go, made it to the start line. About 10 minutes and then we're all off. Feel rather competitive being right at the front with the pros. Work together! Bit of an update. The start was absolutely unreal. So cool. So good to be back. Just went straight into that like bunch race mode. Loving it, sun rising, chipping away. And then we've just hit the mud of doom. I've never seen mud like it in my life. Most people are just running with their bikes. I'm having to kind of run on the grass. Otherwise your wheels just gum up. I've had this broken, kind of nearly broke my chain, got jammed. Stopped and got that done. Even the moto can't get through it. That's what it's all about though. And I'm definitely getting to the finish. It could turn into a bit of a battle to get there at this rate. 20 miles in over 2 hours at the start of this race is just insane. But this is what it's all about. Unbound. This has turned into a different sort of race than I was expecting. Reassessing the goals a little bit and trying to keep on plodding on. Make it to the finish now, I'll be happy. Welcome to the Unbound bike wash. So I've just been washing down the bike and I need to do it because it's been so grimed up, and I've just got in there, got as much of the mud off as possible. Hopefully things go a bit smoother after that one, but I'm thankful for this river. Oh, this race been harder than I thought it would be, not gonna lie. About a quarter of the way in now, 50 miles. Just passed through the first water oasis. My body is absolutely shot already, mainly just from that muddy sector where I was carrying my bike and heaving it through the mud. It was like being on the set of Ninja Warrior. Like a muddy Ninja Warrior. Wow, big first experience of gravel. Call it a eureka moment. I'm looking for the checkpoint where my dad's going to be with some much needed water, food, and then try and get back on the bike, hit the road. That's been a wild ride so far. Fuck, I need loads of chain lube. I think I forgot to pack the chain lube. Huh? I think I forgot to pack chain lube.
Oh, you need it.
I really need some. Okay, I need I need I need a hydration pack filled up, Dad. Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. Thank you. Cheers for that.
Yeah,
thanks. Right, I'm going to keep on going.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay?
Your bag's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all the best.
Okay, take care, okay?
Yeah,
Look after yourself.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Go for a rough patch. Feel pretty crap actually. Not sure what happens because I felt good going to the checkpoint, and then as soon as I got going again I just got a headache and feel just really rubbish. Just like this real big cramp in my stomach. Starting to really realise how tough this event is. Met a guy called Paul who's kind of got me out on his wheel and taught me around a bit. It's so good for morale just to ride with him. I want to get going, get with him again, because he was proper optimistic. I had a real tough moment, just like felt sick and stomach cramps and the heat just getting on me. So I'm in the pain cave now, but I'm committed. So my next thing is just get into the water oasis, keep rolling. All right. Cheers, thank you. Can't hold the camera anymore. I'm really bad. Run out of water, mouth's dry. Feel so ill. Just hoping I can make it. The oasis should be any second now. I'm in a bad way. I'm not sure I can make it to the oasis. I'm starting to get a bit scared. Can't find the oasis. I've had to stop under the shade, and I'm in a bit of a bad way actually. I think I'm gonna have to call it in, unfortunately, guys. I'm genuinely a little scared of continuing like this. Can't drink the mix in my bowls, and I've got no water. I'm gonna have to put some f***ing mix on my head. Oh, I'm not finishing. I'm not letting this beat me. I'm not bowing out of this one. Okay, Connor, what did you say? See if we can make it? I think we've been in worse states before. Come on, Connor. I can't get up. Come on. Come on, 7k, that's what the man said. Here we go. Oh, it's rain. Feel the rain. Not far. We've got roaring tailwind. I just need to try and make it and see what happens. I'm just like starting to be on the edge of throwing up. Thank you, man. Thanks, I really appreciate that. So you get to the oasis? Yeah, I'm gonna try. Oh.
at this.
Oh man, it's gonna be a long stop. Somehow I've made it to the feed station. Well, I'll tell you why I've made it, because everyone in this race is so kind. It's just insane. Everyone's asking me how I was doing, trying to give me some water, and this absolute legend of a man came to the feed station, rode back with a bottle of water and gave me a sip. So thank you so much for that. Because honestly, I was about to just curl up in a ball in the hedge and call an ambulance. Had about 10 Doritos, packets, water, which was like drinking nectar from the gods. I'm feeling like I can get back on my bike. 120k to go, 80 miles to go. Okay, riding again. See you guys. Thanks for seeing. See ya. You got it, buddy. Run to the border.
A little rain begins to fall down. Wash it away and see what stays around. And round we go now. I lay my eyes that you live by my side. Radio loud. Yeah, we get wet with the top down. But I don't care.
I'm back up and running, everyone. I'm on my bike, in a bin bag, riding into a thunderstorm on the Kansas prairie. So, of all the dumb things I've done in my life, this one is definitely up there. But I got a big smile on my face. It feels good to be moving again. I'm getting to that finish, even if it means I have to wear a bin bag.
Nice. Oh,
Okay.
jeepers.
Jesus, you're doing well.
Thanks. I'll take my time with this stop. There's no
Okay.
rush. Oh,
Need anything?
I'm all good. Thanks.
Let me get the camel
How
bag
are you
off
getting
you.
on?
Unzip your camel bag.
I must admit, I didn't think it would be this savage. I knew it'd be savage, but this is next level. Outrageous. In a bit, okay?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, go for it.
Definitely got a pin.
Go for it.
Soaking up the last 30 miles. Got pizza in my pocket. Got water in my bottles. Got mud on my face. Got mud on my legs. Got mud up my bottom. Got mud in my ears. And I've got a bush in my head. Oh my jeepers. Right, I'm gonna enjoy my little sunset walk. Jump back on my saddle. Finish this bad boy off. Most badass, ridiculous, insane, crazy, awesome event and race I think I've ever done.
Keep going, Gunner! I've made it to the outskirts of Emporia. I'm gonna do it. Last little climb up through the university now. And then it's the finish line. Last mile or so. Highland Hill to go. And then we're home and dry. That's some feeling. That's honestly been one of the most mental days of my life. There we go. 200 miles, a lot of mud. Thank you. I thought I was donezo at one point. That is what it's all about. That's some sight, some feeling. Gonna savour it now. Unbound. Wow.
Bringing it home. Great job to Carnage from Germany, from Apple Tour, Germany. Great job to
Hello, man. You're right. Oh. What on earth have I just been through? 17 hours, 11 minutes. Little behind schedule from what I predicted. Did not think I'd make it at one point. I thought I was really, really dumb.
And so I made it home, finishing second last, in 85th position in the elites. A long way from the front with a whole heap of mad respect for what those who are up there are capable of. But what an experience, and to have Dad there made it even more special. In fact, it was the people that ultimately made this race so unforgettable. The camaraderie, spirit and community without which I definitely wouldn't have made it home. To all who shared the road with me at some point, thank you for getting me to the finish. Big thanks to Alchemy, Reynolds and Redshift for getting on board and helping get me to the start line to begin with. For now though, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up.
576 kilometers, 358 miles long.
19,000 feet of elevation in total.
It's Britain's oldest highway, from the English Channel to the North Sea, and I'm going to attempt to do it in just one go.
This is the Old Chalk Way. $6 a.m. and the wind is picking up. We're on the coast here and the start of my adventure. Now, last time I did an adventure like this was a few years ago, back with Si, when we took on the King Alfred's Way, my first bikepacking gravel adventure. Now, this time I'm going to try not to crash, lose my phone, and eat a bit of carrot cake slightly more politely. But I absolutely loved it. Fair to say, we took our time. We had a sleeping bag and a bottle of wine, and we enjoyed it, and I loved it. But this time, I want to do it light and fast. I want to see if I can do 576k in one go. Now, I'm not racing anyone or anything, but the beauty of crossing a massive chunk of the UK in one go, all without traffic, has lured me in. Now, I'm at the start line, of the old chalk way. Behind me is the English Channel, and I'm starting from a small town called Lyme Regis. Now, between me and home next to the sea lies 576 kilometres, and I'm following an old chalk spine. Now, this is going to be a mammoth ride, and I reckon one of my hardest challenges yet, all done on my own. There's no going back now. The wind's behind me. It's time to get going. Here it goes. The great thing about starting by the channel is that I've got a tailwind to start with. I'm just hoping this tailwind carries on. Now I'm gonna make it out, and then I'm gonna tell you more about what bike I'm riding and what wheels I am as well, which is also pretty important to this epic ride. Breakfast. Now I'm settling into a bit of a rhythm. I'm like 15, 20K in. Now there's some climbs on this route and some tough ones at that. It's in total 19,000 feet of climbing. And it's meant to take you around 4 to 6 days, this route, if you're going to enjoy it. But I'm trying to do it in one ride. And just like that, the heavens have opened. And I am absolutely soaked. I don't know whether to wait it out because it was blown over pretty fast or continue trucking away in torrential rain. And I've still got a slight smile on my face, so I'm still enjoying it. On some proper rough stuff now, and this is quite slow going. I think it's time I take a quick break and I tell you more about what I'm riding and the wheels I'm riding too. Now, don't forget, there's an in-depth look at exactly what I'm using over on the tech channel. Right, let's cut to me having a break. Oh, I needed that break. Now, I haven't taken fast and light to an extreme with the minimal kit I'm taking, but it's also the equipment that I'm riding on. Now, I'm riding on the Pinarello Greville, equipped with Campagnolo E-Car group set. But my secret weapon are these, the Cadex AR35 wheels.
Let me give you some of the headline stats. We have carbon, hookless rim with an internal width of 25mm, meaning you can run everything from 28mm road tyres all the way to 45mm chunky boy gravel tyres. We've got carbon spokes, ceramic bearings, and as I mentioned, they weigh just 1,270 grams a pair. That's lighter than loads of the road wheels. I'm also using Cadex's GX gravel tyre in a 40mm width. This is one of 2 gravel tyres Cadex make. I won't go into every detail about all the bikes set up now because Alex is hitting it over on GCN Tech and you can see all the nerdy details about my setup.
Right, it's enough talking about this. I better get on and ride it. Oh, I needed that break. So this is a lot harder than I was expecting. Now, you've probably already noticed that I am wearing road shoes with a carbon sole. Yeah, story behind that is that my mountain bike shoes or my SBDs and off-road shoes were lost in luggage. So I only had these shoes left. Now, I've got to say, it's made it really tough because I can't get off my bike. And there's some stuff back there that I had to walk up. And then you spend 10 minutes effing and blinding trying to get mud out your cleats. I've got a proper gravel trail. It's fair to say it's pretty slow going. You can tell how bumpy it is. Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Still going strong. Yeah. Just coming Salisbury off the route, and I didn't know when I was going to find a coffee shop or a cafe, and I haven't stopped. And it's 12:30. I've only had 3 bars and 2 bottles of water, so saw this amazing bakery, and I couldn't help myself. Look at these. Recently, it's just been up, down, hence why it's been so slow going. It's been hard though, first 70 miles, it's been tough. They tell me if the red flag is flying, well, they're firing. So I need to find a big loop round. Balls. No one likes turning round and going a longer way, especially when you got a massive ride to go. Anyway, I'd rather not get shot. So I've just pulled over, jumped in the front seat while we stopped here for a minute because I was feeling a bit dizzy, to be honest, because I just haven't eaten enough. But there's been a few moments where it's got a bit twitchy, and the puddles, because there's been so much rain, the puddles are just so deep. And there's a few moments where I didn't really deck it. I've been soaked about 10 times. It's like shower on, shower off, shower on, shower off, shower on, shower off. We love it though, we do love it. I've done 220k since 6:30, and it's now 4. I've been riding 10 hours. That's pacing up. Because if I did another 220 in 10 hours, that would take me to 440.
Yeah. We'll be done by breakfast.
So I couldn't find any lube, and this is a hack that I haven't done before. But I'm using olive oil. A lot of it. There you go, just for good measure. Now, as we ride across this beautiful ridgeway with, well, beautiful scenery and these chalk tracks, I should probably tell you what route I'm following. Now, I'm following the ancient trails. Now, they're made up nowadays of 4 ridgeways. So it's the Wessex Ridgeway, the Ridgeway, the Icknield Path, and the Peddars Way. Now, they all make up what's known as the Greater Ridgeway. Gotta say, it is absolutely stunning, but today the riding's been tough. Oh, it's hard going this. It's just so boggy. I need to find the chalk bits. There you go. It's so much easier when it hits chalk. But as soon as it goes to this bog, it's just so slidey. You slide all over the place. So we're coming into the golden hour on the Ridgeway. I've been going 12 hours, around about 240 odd K. So beautiful though. I'm not gonna lie, I had some rough moments early on where it was just boggy, the elevation was hard and it was so wet, but with a good tailwind, blue sky, and some unbelievable views, it's kind of turned my mindset around and I'm just starting to enjoy it. Starting to love it actually, good to say. But I'm gonna crack on into the darkness and hopefully I can make up some good headway before having a quick kip. Look at that sky, the sun's going down. It's around 8 o'clock. It's been a long, long day. I've made it to Henley-on-Thames, and it's beautiful. I wish I could enjoy it with a nice pub dinner, but not today. So tonight is actually the first night ride on my own, riding through the night. I am going to take a little nap though at some point. Foot long, yeah. Yeah. Something just quite nice about just being able to eat what the hell you want. Because we burnt so many calories, you can't almost get in there. Day one of the Old Chalk Way has been biblical. The reason I say biblical is because the weather has genuinely been biblical. The scenery has been unbelievable. But it's not gonna, I'm pretty tired now. It has to be said, so I don't think I'll do much longer. Right, still riding. It's way past 12, but I'm making really good progress. I've hit a road section, which has been, well, a bit of a lifesaver because I was struggling on the dirt. It's so wet and boggy, and I just can't see where I'm going. Hence why I haven't filmed, I've just been trying to keep it rubber side down. But I'm still going. I don't think I'm gonna make it to Cambridge, that's for sure. Right, here I am. I've gone till pretty late. Say it's about 4 AM. Well, no, 3 AM. 4 AM, anyway, I've lost count. I made it past, I think it's Roston. Anyway, I'm getting a bit delirious now. Been riding for a solid chunk of time, and I'm feeling absolutely nailed. I found this golf course because it always has nice grass. Don't know if I'm allowed to be here, but I'm gonna get a couple hours kip because I've absolutely smashed it, and I'm feeling pretty tired now. Oh, that's hard. That was hard. Right, night night. Good morning, you beautiful people. I don't feel beautiful at all. I slept like absolute rubbish. I had about 2 hours, and I was just so cold. Feeling definitely worse for wear. My knees are sore and my ankles are sore, but it's just the continuous riding that I'm not really used to doing. Right, I better get going because I'm getting really, really cold, and I just want to get this done now. Good morning. It's sometime in the morning. I'm back on my bike riding. Knees are a bit sore. Feeling a little worse for wear. Well, I've broken the back a bit now, so it gets flatter now. But I want a coffee ASAP. But nothing's open yet. Before the sun got up, I needed to have a rest. Although I don't think I could complete this in one go without sleeping. So.
Where do you decide to stop?
Stopped in a nice golf course, I did. Which was lovely. Except they had the bloody crow scarers on there. Boom. Boom. We're heading north towards Cambridge. We're in Essex. I'm so lost where I am, I'm just following my navigation. Right, on the bike we go, Newmarket, coffee, bomb, let's go, bum. It's tough going today, but I'm going to just do what I can, keep plodding on, and eventually we'll hit the North Sea. This is the dream. Hot food, croissant, and a coffee made by these lovely guys. Right, here we go. Food, baby, ah yeah. Nothing like a good bit of hot food in the morning. I literally didn't mind what it was, just hot food. It has to be said, this route has been pretty unrelenting. You kind of never get a respite from being on the pedals, but you are rewarded with the most incredible bits of scenery. For me, I wasn't racing anyone, just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it on my own. Quick update. I'm 71k from the finish. Oh, it's so beautiful here. But I've just gone through an absolute downpour. But yeah, 71k to go. Just plug it, just plug away. 71k, I can do that. 40 miles, or 40k from the finish. I'm really suffering now. Everything's hurting. Now, Norfolk's known for being flat, and I've got to say, that's why I love it. Because the great thing is, to come to the end of the ride, or the last 100k, and it's all flat, yeah, baby! Dorset, horrific. Now on the home straight, there's about 25k of just long, straight road, and I'm on it. This is what I was looking forward to about 14 hours ago. It's been over 32 hours, 588 kilometers, and I'm finally getting to see the North Sea. Oh, what a journey. I've loved it and hated it all at the same time. It's been brutal, weather's been hard, terrain's been difficult, but it's been an amazing experience and an eye-opener at that. But here we are, we're going onto the beach. My first solo ultra endurance epic off-road on gravel completed, and I'm so happy about it. I'm not one to normally ride on my own, but I've got to say I've loved every minute of it. Just no music, nothing, just me in the open outdoors and this great route. So the old Chalkway is finally completed. It took me 33 hours to complete in total. That's all my lapse time, so that's with my rests, short ones at that. What was the hardest bit? The hardest bit was the relentless terrain. Gravel rides and off-road ultras are just so hard because it's just unrelenting. That would be one of the hardest bits. Also, the weather was not on my side. The only thing that was on my side was the wind, and that really did help me a lot. I had a tailwind the whole way across the country. What would I change? Well, for starters, I wouldn't wear road shoes. That was a big error. So if you're taking part on a gravel ride, I would not wear road shoes, but unfortunately I didn't have a chance because I didn't have any of my mountain bike shoes with me. The bike, the wheels, I mean, it speaks for themselves, doesn't it? It was a joy to ride, and yeah, it was amazing to be able to take this thing from Lyme Regis yesterday all the way here. What a ride. Would I do it again? Probably not in a hurry. So here we are. The Sufferfest is over. 32 hours later, from the Channel to the North Sea. The old Chalkway is complete. I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this epic adventure. Massive thank you to Cadex Wheels for helping make this video possible. And I hope that I'll see you in the next video, but it might be after a while because I need a rest. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And I'll see you sometime.
Tuscany is home to the world's biggest bikepacking event. 475 kilometers, over 6,500 meters of climbing, 4,700 people. Not a race, but a challenge, a shared adventure, and a two-wheel journey through one of the most beautiful areas imaginable. And I'm about to take it on. Thanks to Wahoo, Campagnola and Sella San Marco, I'm here in Italy for a big old adventure in cycling heaven. Once more, it's time to try and find my limits on a bicycle. See what happens. Oh, that's pretty unreal. It's just a mad landscape. And then suddenly you're in this big, historic city. It's full of people. Woo! Total freedom. That's what bike riding's all about. I'm straight into type 2 fun territory now then. It's hot and long. Just me, the bike and the road.
Tuscany Trail is the biggest bikepacking event in the world. I am Andrea, I am the founder of the Tuscany Trail, and now I am the organizer of the event. Tuscany Trail was born in 2013. The idea was create the best route of ever if you want to discover the best part of Tuscany with your bike.
Just under 5,000 people take part. It's a 475 kilometer route with just under 6,000 meters of elevation gain in one of the most beautiful areas you could possibly imagine to ride a bike.
Tuscany is incredible. You can find the hill, the mountain, the sea, magical landscape, the gravel road, strade bianche, old town. Tuscany is wonderful. When Tuscany Trail was born, there was only in the world to divide Highland Trail and Tuscany Trail.
And I'm about to take it on. I've decided to try and do it in 2 days, if I can. That's like my kind of personal challenge, because I think for me, I want to soak up this route and get the most out of it, but I also want to try and push myself a bit and see what I can do. For me, I've been wanting to do this for a long, long time, so to be here and take it on, this is going to be pretty cool. With so many people taking part, the start is spread out over 2 days. You decide when you want to set off. I'd set my own grand depart for 8 AM Saturday morning. But first, time to build my bike. Yeah, for me, this is just bucket list bikepacking. So I cannot wait to get started. It's probably the best place in the world to ride a bike, or at least one of them. You've got everything, like amazing gravel roads, incredible views, incredible food, nice weather, hopefully. It's just like that real authentic Italian cycling experience. So I'm here to soak all that up, but I also want to use it as a bit of a personal challenge, see what I can do with that self-supported aspect thrown in over multiple days of riding, see what I can manage the course in, enjoy it at the same time, but yeah, get that challenge too. It's gonna be a test of bike and body. I do think I've managed to get pretty much the perfect bike for the job. And this is the bike I'm going to be using. I've got to say a big thanks to Campanolo, Sella San Marco and Wahoo for helping me build it up and also to make this ride happen. So I've managed to build up my Grizzle with Campanolo's Eka GT group set. So this is the more adventure orientated of Campanolo's 2 gravel group sets. It's also relatively more affordable, 13 speed, mechanical, pretty bomb proof, and it's allowed me to run a really easy gear, which I'm going to appreciate because once I've filled these bags up, I'm going to be heavier than usual and those steep climbs aren't going to get any easier. So I'm definitely appreciating this once we get 200k into this route and I'm starting to get tired. I've gone for Wahoo's Roam head unit up front, probably most important bit of kit actually on a ride like this, which is self-supported. So got all my routes pre-downloaded on here, ready to follow to make sure I don't get lost. And I've got up to 17 hours of battery life too, so shouldn't have to worry about recharging all that often. There's a few new smart features actually as well on this, which I'm going to talk you through later, but it's going to make my life quite a lot easier. Sella San Marco also sent me their Regal saddle for this one. Now, this has been redesigned with comfort in mind. Gravel rides, long days in the saddle, bike packing trips. I'm also using San Marco's bags to pack everything and take everything with me. I'm trying my best to go as minimalistic as possible, which is quite hard for me to do. I'm not that good at it, but less is more, especially around here. Because the more I take, the more I'm carrying up these climbs. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of this bike. I've got everything I need to give this route my best possible effort. It's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be pretty cool. I'm in bike packer's paradise. What more could you wish for? Right, the open road beckons, 475k, just under 6,000 metres elevation gain. I'm looking forward to this one. Hey! I'm off then. I've set off. Feels good to get going after all the preparation and to feel the movement. The route is ahead of me. It's pretty much up to me where I decide to sleep tonight. Bike's feeling good. Considering I've got a tent, sleeping bag and mat in there, I'm quite happy with that. Lightest I've ever managed to get my bike packing set up. So I'm feeling agile by a giant standard. And I'm excited. The stoke levels are high. We're off. Just been absolutely stunning. Really enjoying it. There's no wind, you can hear the birds, sun's out. This is about as good as riding a bike gets. This is like one of the bits I've been looking forward to the most from today. I spotted it on the map. It's this little peninsula and the trail really just hugs the coastline the whole way around. So the sea right on your right hand side. And it's beautiful gravel to ride down. It's absolutely stunning. I keep thinking I want to stop for lunch because I just want to admire the view, but if I did that, honestly, I'd be here for the rest of the year. Every day I want to stop somewhere and look. But I'm going to enjoy this bit. Haha! Oh, there's a lot of low branches here. How far are we in? 90k? Yeah, about 90k. Been pretty good actually. It was about 4.5 hours of riding, so it's been a solid morning. So did you want a panini as well, no?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I can't afford to stop too long. I think then I'll just be sitting here eating sandwiches for the rest of the day. Oh, that was a good lunch stop. Kind of feel a bit stiffer though leaving the well I stopped. Oh, belly is full. That was the best sandwich I've ever had in my life. Ready to get rolling. I did set up some custom alerts on here. Say, eat and drink. Definitely ate and drank. Now though, trail beckons back to hit the road. It's about 90k in, and I was aiming for about 250k today, so long way still to go. But if that 90k was anything like that one, I'm in for another treat. Right then, time to hit the road. See you in a bit. Yo! So the head unit I'm using, which Wahoo have sent me there, Roam, has been super useful for following all the routes and making sure I stay on track. But it's also had a few handy features which have made my life easier. So the film crew are following me and creating this video are using a tracking link that I've sent them from my Roam, from the head unit. They're able to keep tabs on where I am, know where to get to on the route in order to meet me.
Hey Connor, we've just noticed that you've just joined the road called SP158. It's quite cool, quite scenic. But yeah, we think we are still ahead of you, judging by your live location that we can see moving. So yeah, hopefully see you shortly.
There's also a really handy little feature which Wahoo have been developing. They're going to release it very soon, and it's connectivity with GoPro, so with an action camera, which has made my life really easy because it's quite hard to film on the go, especially when you're trying to push on. So I've set up what I've affectionately called flip-flop cam right at the back of my bike, on my back. It's quite hard to reach. I can literally connect to the GoPro from the head unit, start recording, stop recording, and make the GoPro go to sleep to save battery. Not sure you can see the size of those cows' horns. They're absolutely massive. Bigger than my arm. Been a really cool part of the route. This is all kind of private land. They've only opened it for the Tuscany Trail, so one day a year you get to ride through it on some kind of like virgin gravel roads. So Si, if you're watching, don't come this way if you're ever in Tuscany. Now is a good time to kind of talk you through a bit more about the bike I'm using on this route, because it's been serving me well so far. I'm about 130k in. So the group set that I've built my canyon up with is Eka GT, Campagnolo's more adventure-orientated gravel group set. I picked the easiest gear possible, which I was a little bit hesitant about. I was like, maybe I've gone too easy, but I've not gone too easy because the climbs here are absolutely ridiculous. So I've got a 36 on the front, 1048 on the back, and it's allowed me to pedal up some of these steeper climbs. Whereas to be honest, with the bike loaded up, I'd have probably been walking up them. but I've still got the range to kind of spin away on the flatter, faster sections at about 45, 50k an hour and still be in a natural cadence. So I've definitely appreciated that. Alloy rims, so super robust. That's been another good thing because some of the single track sections, they're pretty tough going. I absolutely slammed into a hole earlier on in the day and I was just kind of figuring out where to go. And no bother, I was expecting a bit of a blowout or even a rim strike, but all good. Ciao, ciao. I've been saying ciao a lot today. I think I've been saying ciao to people who aren't even Italian. I love it, everyone's so friendly though. The Regal saddle I'm using as well from Sella San Marco is designed with comfort in mind. So this is a saddle that I actually used about 6 or 7 years ago. It's been around for about 40 years. And the current model has been reinvented with comfort in mind. So San Marco said they've designed it around this bow system design with the rails which fit right at the back of the Sella saddle and allow the shell to kind of flex and absorb more of the vibrations of the road. So it's kind of like a bit of a added suspension to the bike, which has been definitely helping me along. As you can see, they call it white gravel roads, but some parts it's more like white rock roads. I also like how it's kind of kept its like traditional look still, which kind of completes the bike in my opinion, with the bags as well. The dust on top, it's like this is my kind of bike, my dream route. Wow, that's loud. It's getting louder. Right, I better not sit around for too long because that thunder's coming in. I do not want to get caught in it. Oh, you can't sit down for too long. I'm joking about this thunder, but I really don't want it to hit me. Especially seeing as I'm the tallest rider on this route. Time to hit the road again. Yeah. Woo! Total freedom. That's what bike riding's all about. Just me, the bike and the road. It's like the cycling I fell in love with when I was a kid. Oh, starting to get tired now. Been plugging away the last little while. Kind of had the trail to myself actually. I think a lot of people have called it a day and are starting to look for a place for the night. I've got a number in my head that I want to reach. I want to get to, spend the night there, set up camp, give myself a fighting chance tomorrow. So I'm plugging on, just going at my own rhythm. Oh, that's pretty unreal. It's just a mad landscape. You don't get the really, really big mountains that you might in like the Alps or the Pyrenees. You kind of get these hills everywhere with these towns on top, but instead you get this like panorama all the time. It's just absolutely jaw-dropping. You can see for miles everywhere. It's hard to get off the bike really when it's like this. Just want to keep on going. Ooh. There we go, sunset on day one. Getting an absolute spectacular. The colours are just incredible. Tell me you're in Tuscany without telling me you're in Tuscany. What a day. Well, I'm getting to the end of my day now. So at the top of this one, I'm looking for a place to eat. Big feed, gelato, fill the stomach. I'm gonna roll on a little longer and find somewhere to build my tent, camp for the night. Right, I've pulled over for the night, rode 45 minutes more in the end. I've got to the outskirts of Pienza. I found a nice little quiet bit off the trail. Set my tent up, get a bit of a night's sleep. Oh, good to be lying down. Oh, 220k done. I think it was about just over 13 hours on the bike today. So pretty good going, but tomorrow even longer. So I think I need to do 250, over 250 tomorrow with 1,000 meters more climbing. So happy about today. But if I'm gonna do it in the 2 days I said I would, tomorrow's gonna be an even more epic day. Let's see what the morning brings. See you then. Oh, right, time to get back on the road. Morning has broken. Right then, all packed up, ready to go. 7 o'clock in the morning, which for me, to get all packed up and to be hitting the road on my bike is pretty good going actually. A bit of a faffer. I had a breakfast with a couple of croissants, a few bananas. Haven't had any coffee, so that's kind of first things first. I need to find that on the route. But I'm quite excited to get going again. I'm not looking forward to putting my helmet on because I left it out and it's absolutely just been covered in dew. So I'm gonna have a really wet, soggy helmet to put on. But I can feel the sun already. Marvellous, absolutely marvellous. So I'm just climbing up, getting going to Pienza. Now for those Gladiator fans amongst you, this is literally the spot where they film Gladiator. When your man returns home, and there's the big monologue. I thought it'd be kind of rude to not come here and give it my own go. So here's my attempt. I think Hank's done this, so it's kind of a GCN tradition. I am Connor Dunn of the Bikepacking division of GCN. Father of Jesse and Bonnie, husband to Stacey. And I will finish this Tuscany Trail, whether it be today, tomorrow, or next week. Don't know where the pirate bit came from at the end there. Sounded a bit piratey, didn't it? There you go, Gladiator. For 2 double espressos. It's the way to start morning. Ciao! Ciao, ciao! Ciao! Hey! Ciao! 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 It's going to be hot today. You can feel it. Feel it coming.
No storm chasing today.
No storm chasing today for sure. So I'm carrying my 2 jackets around for nothing, but I'm quite glad of it. Heat actually, it's quite nice. Don't think it'll be too bad. I can see Siena just in the distance. The unmistakable tower from the cathedral where Strade Bianche finishes. Pro race that uses these roads I'm on now. This really is like proper Starato territory, those real white roads that you may have seen the pros racing on. I'm doing my best to race myself today. Heading there, that's gonna be a big milestone for me. As you can see, it's at the top of a massive climb. Got to get up that first. I think I'll have a little snack and then push on. Try not to stop too much, but just get panoramas everywhere here. Up these steep climbs and just these views. It's just like open up. It's just absolutely mad. Getting a bit of a cool down. Not the way I envisaged it. Nice heavy feet for the climb up to Piazza del Campo, Siena. Oh, it's nice though. Wow. Some spot. Quite a contrast after being out some pretty remote areas actually today. It's really quiet and then suddenly you're in this big historic city. It's full of people. Oh, this place looks good. Look at that. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Va bene?
Va bene, tutto bene.
Va bene, tutto bene.
Voi dalla te, dalla sud, va bene?
Sì. Belly's full, bottles are full, we're ready to roll. So I'm crossing Piazza del Campo, I have to walk this bit, and then descending down, continuing with the route. It's back to the trail. I'm feeling good, which never normally happens in these videos. So I don't know if I'm getting cocky, but I'm thinking, it's 12 o'clock now, just over 170k still to go. Could I make it back to the finish and get a swim in the sea for sunset? That's like my little nugget that I'm going to try and work towards and see if I can do it. James Bond miles an hour. Stumbling around the Piazza del Campo. Smelly giant. I'm straight into type 2 fun territory now then. It's hot and long. Over 8, well, not in the south, I've been going for 8 hours since I left camp this morning. So it's just starting to take its toll, but it's 3:30 now. Just coming up to under 120k to go. So I really want to try and push on now. See if I can make that sunset swim. I think it might be a tough ask. Yeah, the challenge is starting to bite now. Definitely starting to bite. Nothing like a bit of hiker bike. That was tough actually, legs were on the old shake. The top, thank goodness that one's over. And what goes up must come down. And I think this one might be a good one. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah. Ah. Oh, tarmac, I love you.
Hungry?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm starving. I'm gonna have 3 dinners. I was doing well, I had a bad patch, and then I pulled myself around and I really kind of dug in. 164k in the bank. 11 hours riding on and off since this morning, so pretty solid. I haven't worked out how far there is to go yet, but I'm gearing myself up for it. First, I just want to absolutely smash as much food in this restaurant as possible. I mean, they're going to have an absolute field day.
We find ourselves starting from scratch.
Right, I'm just going to figure out where on earth I actually am. Because I remember this town name from before I came here. As you can see, I feel a bit delirious right now. This is the face of a man who's bitten off more than he can chew. He's too stubborn to bow out. Oh, I'm an idiot. Right. I'm in a town called Lajatico. Now's not the time to have perfect Italian pronunciations. 385k in. It's like 90k still to go. Oh, it's a long, long way. There's also a massive, massive climb. The one I remember looking at thinking that's the biggest climb of the whole route. Straight after dinner.
How much climbing have you done so far?
Oh, I don't know, a lot of climbing. I mean, this one, we're at 130 meters elevation roughly. Unless I'm on the climb, hold on. Unless I'm on, is that? No, I'm not on the climb. No.
Going crazy.
No, it's the next climb. Yeah, big old climb still to go. And what I remember looking at, thinking they're really rough roads. Bolognese, then bike riding. Oh, I don't even feel like I'm in my own body. I absolutely do not feel like I'm in my body.
Don't give up, oh love, in sickness or health, for richer, for poor. Every word that I told you before. All I'm asking now, don't give up, oh love, don't give up, don't give up.
The final push begins. The last bit of walking. Sun setting behind me, it's been magic. Although I've been up the steepest climb ever. Slightly thankful that a lot of it's been tarmac until this point. So that's helped me out a bit. Now I just need to make my way to the very top. Whew. I know Si is probably the king of these sort of efforts. And I've seen him listening to his music when the going gets tough. He's been messaging me all day, like a good mate, to remind me to keep on it, keep drinking. So I thought I'd channel my inner side. He sent me through his motivational playlist that he uses. So I've decided to whack it on. Which is actually a really cool feature on my head unit, on the old Roam. I can skip the tracks from right in front of me. So let's go with the first one, see what happens. So I can't listen to James Blunt now. Right, let's go next. It's James Blunt as well. James Blunt 2. Another one of James Blunt. It's all James Blunt. Changing the playlist. Right, what have we got? I know what I'm feeling like. Here we go. There we go. A bit of Robbie. So wings unfold, lying in my bed, running through my head, and I feel the love is dead. And through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection. Where to come the... I don't know the words to spit. Robbie was good, but too much of him was a bit much. A bit more Sunset vibes. I'm off the mountain, back on the road. You can see the sea. Still a while to go. Night's coming. One last little push. And enjoy this ride back. Yep. So we've got 48k to go, but only 220 meters of climbing left. So pretty much is the last little pimple on the profile. I think all I need to do now is bring it home. Bring it home in the dark.
Stronger. Gasoline on hidden desires. So I'll throw another log on the fire. Let it burn. Let it burn.
16 and a half hours I've been going for. Oh, jeepers. Right, let's not get lost right at the end.
Let it burn.
Oh my gosh.
You've done it! He's done it! Well done.
Oh my gosh, that was a long bike ride. And so, at midnight, 42 hours after setting off, I rolled into the finish. Just a little late for my sunset swim. I'd spent 23 hours of that riding my bike, every second of which could arguably have been a highlight. Sometimes we ride our bikes to go far and test our limits more than before, but sometimes the ride is purely about where we go and what we see along the way. And sometimes it's both. I think for me, this ride, the Tuscany Trail, was exactly that. Any challenge we set ourselves is hard at some point. But when you do it all again instantly, it becomes less about the finish, but just the ride itself. Thanks for watching, everyone. That was an absolute dream. Oh, right, I guess find more pizza. Oh, flipping heck. I can barely walk.
The Himalayas are the tallest mountains on Earth, wild and untamable. The scale of the place is so vast that not many cyclists dare to venture here. But nestled into even the remotest of valleys are some of the richest cultures on the planet. In the heart of the Himalayas lies Nepal, home to 8 of the world's highest mountains, as well as 55 million people, a melting pot of Hindu and Buddhist cultures, warm and friendly. Nepal is a country that is changing fast though. Roads are being built to open up remote areas, replacing centuries-old yak trails and walking paths. And it's on these roads that we were heading on the trip of a lifetime, to the forbidden city of Lo Man Thang. Cut off from the world until just a few years ago, to get there now still takes days of driving on the roughest and most nail-biting of tracks, through forest and desert, canyon and gorge, and of course, over mountain passes. Our journey starts in the capital city of Kathmandu, winding 200 kilometers west to Pokhara before journeying north into the mountains and the climb to Lo Man Thang.
All right, mate. Look at the beast. All packed up. What am I looking at? Your bike or you? Both, to be fair. Right. Both beasts. You see what?
On the day we arrive in Kathmandu, it is the most polluted place on earth. Our Nepalese friends advise us simply not to ride there, but hot, hectic and dangerous it may be, 2 wheels rule in this city, and while we don't have engines, we made up for it with reckless enthusiasm.
Yeah, man!
The adventure began. We climb out of the Kathmandu basin and descend down to the Trishuli River Gorge, a tributary of the mighty Ganges River and a main trade route into India. A lot of goods and people travel this way. Objectively, it is ridiculously dangerous. In reality, we were loving it.
Something cool to drink, I think.
I mean, look at the state of me.
To be fair, mate, that's an improvement.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Oh, perfect, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you. Namaste.
I definitely wouldn't want to be on here with anyone less experienced than you. I think you've just got to be comfortable being in close proximity to big trucks and ready to dive off into the gravel at the side of the road at a moment's notice.
It was a big first day and we made it to Pokhara, Nepal's second city, late in the evening. We had had a taste of how wild the riding could be, but we knew it was going to be a very different kind of wild from here on in.
Namaste. Oh, I think this is perfect. Oh, you do juices?
We didn't know quite how remote it was going to get, so Hank disappeared into town to get some provisions. Pokhara sits on the shores of Lake Fewa. On a clear day from here, you can see the 8,000-metre giant Annapurna. But our first glimpse of snow would have to wait a little longer, the smoke from forest fires still obscuring the view.
Oh, well done, mate. Oh, look at that.
Made it.
What? We could not just cross the Himalayas. We could ride across China with that lot.
You never know when you're going to get your next meal, do you?
They're good work, mate. Well, we've got to drive mango.
Yeah.
Werther's Originals? What?
Well, they get everywhere, don't they?
Well, clearly. Jeez.
The cookery.
Whoa!
Look at the size of that. I mean, I feel like Rambo, but this is actually the national knife of Nepal. So basically every household one of these, and I thought we couldn't go without it. And also the famous Gurkha uses them. They're famous here. I mean, look at it.
What are you planning to do with it? Hunt?
No,
Kill some snacks?
Well, thought we could cut pineapple.
Dude, it's sliced. It's already sliced.
Yeah, but the oranges aren't.
Straight out of town, we hit our first major climb. Although topping out at just 1,700 metres, it is a molehill by Himalayan standards. That fact was not lost on us though. The heat, the humidity and the scale of the mountains before us left us feeling very small indeed. And we hadn't even left the beaten track yet. Hank spotted a local tourist attraction. Unfortunately, it also happened to be lunchtime, so we pulled in and stopped. So here we go then, dal bhat, Nepalese staple.
This is absolutely terrifying.
So that's like kind of lentil stew.
Absolutely bricking it.
Then I got vegetable curry going on here. I've got some spinach.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Then some pickles over here.
I didn't actually think it was going to happen.
Pop it on here, and then some curd cheese. Just delicious.
Oh my God!
That was absolutely delicious.
That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Wow. How you go for a bike ride after doing a 200-metre bungee jump, I have no idea. But we rode on, finally joining up with the Kali Gandaki River, which would now lead us all the way up through the Himalayas and on into the Forbidden Kingdom. This river is actually older than the mountains themselves. As the Himalayas were thrust upwards, the Kali Gandaki continued to flow and cut its path down through the heart of the range, forming what is known as the Great Himalayan Breach, the deepest gorge on Earth. It is an utterly mind-blowing natural wonder.
See what I did there?
As night fell, we rolled into Tatapani and some hot springs beloved of the locals. They were actually very accommodating of two dirt-encrusted, very sweaty bike riders. We soaked tired legs in hot thermal pools at the end of a day which had seen us crossing 100 kilometres of Himalayas. Hank's bungee jump felt like a lifetime ago, so much does this incredible country bombard the senses. We awoke to a different Himalayas. The temperature had dropped and it was raining hard. There was a sense of foreboding as we faced a short but intense day, climbing to over 3,000 metres along a precipitous and muddy track.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Right, watch this, mate. Tia, Ducha?
Ducha. Ducha. Yeah.
Ducha?
Ducha.
Tia?
1 cup, 2 cup.
2 cups.
Okay.
I think you did well. My turn now.
After demonstrating my considerable flair for languages, we sipped our hot milk tea. This spot marks the deepest point of the Kaligandaki Gorge. At either side of us, the mountains rose by another 5,500 metres to the summits of Annapurna and Dhaulagiri. Religion is at the core of Nepalese culture, that mix of Hindu and Buddhist. The two coexist peacefully, and it's not hard to see why in this terrain that faith would be so integral to life.
Cheeky little prayer wheels, buddy.
Yeah.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Maybe it'll stop raining now.
Despite our best chanting efforts, the rain continued and the temperature dropped to low single figures. We stopped in a welcoming tea house for more, you guessed it, dal bhat.
Oh, the potato curry. Oh, I love potatoes.
As we climbed higher, the terrain changed from forest to open landscape. Winters here are so harsh that most inhabitants leave for lower altitudes for several months of the year. But despite that, this area is famous for its apple harvest. So we stopped to sample some with the locals, who seemed impressed with the 3Ts and Hank's choice of tyres.
Mustang aloo. Famous Mustang aloo. Local potatoes.
The rain cleared for day 4, revealing crystal clear blue skies and crisp snow-capped peaks towering over the town of Johnson. Breakfast was another opportunity to eat potatoes, and we would need plenty of fuel because today was a big one, climbing over 2 4,000-metre passes. Before we got too far down the track, though, we needed to take a quick stop. If Hank thought that bungee jumping was exciting, he was in for a real treat. Fossil hunting.
How long's this going to take us?
I found a flip-flop.
That doesn't count.
I win.
Do you reckon that's one?
No, that's a pebble, mate. The Kaligandaki is famous for black ammonite fossils called shalograms. They were once living organisms at the bottom of a tropical ocean, and yet are now stranded high up in the Himalayas. We left empty-handed, but fortunately a market in a nearby village gave us the goods.
I think you should take that. Put that in your handlebar bag.
No, this is minimalist. I like it. Yep, happy with that. Now time for more dal bhat. It turns out that we didn't need to worry about packing much food. You never seemed to be far away from an incredible tea house. Progress was slowing, perhaps due to my new fossil, perhaps due to 3,000 metres of altitude and the ever-worsening track. This was the point at which we thought we could get an easy Strava KOM, which you might have seen in a previous video, but which turned into an hour and a half of suffering. And it only got worse from there. We simply had to ride at our own pace. I had completely blown. Hank, meanwhile, disappeared in a cloud of dust down an endless bumpy descent. And it was unnerving to be alone in the most desolate and unforgiving part of the ride so far, and we dragged ourselves onwards.
He's human after all. Look at this guy.
Finally, as night fell, we reached the warmth and sanctuary of the small village of Getty, and it all caught up with me. It's not often bike riding moves me to tears, but this was no normal bike ride. Our hotel was owned by Raju Bista, the nephew of the former king of Lomantang, who until 2008 had ruled this area.
Local people, they love Mustang King very much. He's not only king, no, he's a religious king.
Yeah.
He's connected to all of our culture, no. He's very, very important for the Mustang and Upper Mustang.
Nepal may since have become a republic, but the old ways still live on in the Kingdom of Lo. On paper, our last day was to be our easiest at just 31 kilometres, but the altitude and the road took its toll. We were on our knees. The forbidden kingdom of Lomantang was off limits, but simply getting to it in the first place must have been almost as much of a barrier. As we bombed down the last and best descent of the trip, we stopped next to a man who looked to be a Buddhist monk. Hank, as usual, made friends, and we were invited into an 800-year-old temple where a ceremony was taking place, and had been for the previous 8 days. Whether you were religious or not, to be part of an ancient ceremony in as remote and vast a place as this left us truly moved. For me, it was less about the spirituality and more about the monks themselves, dedicating their lives to Buddhism, cut off from the world in a wild, harsh, and yet indescribably beautiful landscape. It makes me think just how incredible people can be, and perhaps about what is actually important in life. Crikey, told you it'd been a hard few days. We rolled the final kilometres into Lomantang. We'd made it to the Forbidden Kingdom. Broken, moved, humbled, exhilarated. Truly, that was the trip of a lifetime. And please hit the thumbs up button here if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. There is a video on GCN Tech now where you can get more information on our amazing 3T bikes and RAB kit. We couldn't have done it without them.
I'm really at my limit.
I've blown my doors. So I've gone into this kind of dark, very introverted place.
As the agony of my first ultra-endurance race faded into distant memory, I began to convince myself that I had actually enjoyed it. So then, inevitably, a question began to surface. What next? Lauf had a new gravel bike and I had unfinished business on King Alfred's Way, England's premier long-distance gravel route. So a challenge was set. At 220 miles, could I do it in one go? And could I perhaps even attempt a fastest known time or FKT? Something like this needs to be done responsibly. These are public trails, so it's definitely not a race, but as a challenge, this would definitely rank as one of my toughest ever. This is the story of my attempt.
And it starts here! The statue of King Alfred in the centre of Winchester in the south of England, ready for a lap that takes in half the country. Well, perhaps a quarter, maybe a fifth. Anyway, tomorrow at 5 a.m. I'm going to roll out from here and the clock is not going to stop until I return. Honestly, my biggest fear is just how long it's going to take, because I really don't know. But for the record, the fastest known time is Matt Page in 17 hours and 20 minutes. Matt Page is really rather good. Yeah.
So, see you tomorrow, big fella. Don't be late.
It's a bit weird, you can see up his tunic, isn't it? Right. Oh.
Morning, Alfred. Here we go. It's game time. I've got to say, for once, I'm just feeling unbridled excitement at the prospect, which I hope is a good thing. Normally, I'm really just super nervous, but today has the makings of being a great day, so fingers are firmly crossed. Now, one of the great things I've just discovered about trying for an FKT is that whilst the clock won't stop until I get back here, it also doesn't start till I leave, which is just as well because I'd have missed my start by 15 minutes. Once again, I'm reminded that I am no Mark Beaumont, having faffed around instead of actually just get off and leave. And as you can see, the sun's pretty much come up now, but still, here we go. It's 4 degrees, it's a bit chilly. I'm also having to make some sacrifices on what I'm wearing, because obviously as soon as I get hot, I'm gonna have to carry it with me for the entire day. So no overshoes, but long finger gloves. So I think that's it. I think it's time to try and ride 220 miles off-road and get back here before it gets too antisocial. This is good. I am excited. See you later, buddy. Whoop, whoop.
This isn't the most perfect morning to go for an exceedingly long bike ride. Don't know what is.
An FKT, well, it stands for fastest known time, and it's actually, think of it like a giant Strava segment, basically. It comes from running, and they're normally over really long distances, so like a minimum of 100 miles, often over like famous trails, like the Appalachian Trail in the States is probably the most famous. It's like 2,200 miles or something, and the fastest known time for that running is like 45 days. You have to show that you've done it. In the modern day and age of GPS, it's fairly easy to establish whether you have or you haven't done it. But back in the day, you had to prove that you'd done it. And then it's something that's kind of grown in popularity. There's an official website. It's a bit like the Everesting website, really. And then I think it really took off in cycling during lockdown when all the events got cancelled. So all these gravelly dudes and mountain bike dudes would then start heading out and do these FKTs on really famous, mainly American trails. So yeah, you basically do a time trial. So it's you against the clock. The clock doesn't stop until you get back, obviously, but it's your total time. So not riding time, it's your total elapsed time. So any faff time is in there. And any time that you spend going wrong, going the wrong way, getting mechanical, it all counts. So you've got to be efficient, not just whilst riding, but also for your whole day, basically.
Been riding a few kilometres now, and I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to get cold feet about this. I mean, literally, I've got cold feet. Sorry, in my head that sounded funny. Now, we haven't talked much about pacing yet, other than to say, I'm not really sure how fast I'm gonna be able to do this.
So I was looking back at the times and the average speeds that Hank and I were doing when we tackled much of this route a couple of years ago. And fully laden, moving time, or moving speed rather, was about 22k an hour. So hopefully I can go a bit quicker. Well, I'm feeling all right. 2 hours in the bank, making decent progress. It's absolutely just the most perfect morning for a bike ride. It is incredible. My only slight thing in the back of my mind is, am I going easy enough? Or am I pressing on a little bit hard and getting all excited? So I've been doing a lot of zone 2 training, right? And I'm not entirely sure whether it's made me fitter, but it's definitely made me better at not going fast on hills, which is probably useful here. The cheese is Gouda, like literally Gouda. Save that for later. Memories are flooding back. I know this one. This is quite a tough little climb, this.
I was getting to ride a very exciting bike. I don't know if you can see it behind me. So Lauf have just launched a new gravel bike called the Siegler, and when they said they were launching this, could we make a video? I was like, yes, I know exactly what we should do with it. Because although you can totally get a normal gravel bike around King Alfred's Way, and it's great, to do it in one go adds another element. And so the previous people that had done it quickly before would all use mountain bikes, but I don't think a mountain bike's the fastest tool for the job around there, mainly because there's massive wide handlebars. So for this to have front suspension and then extra compliance built into the frame, and then a normal gravel position, so you've got, you know, your normal road handlebars, so you're that little bit more aerodynamic, and then the handling is a bit more responsive. There's still some good sections of tarmac in there. And so it was a real treat actually to be able to ride that. And then, unlike my previous long distance gravelly exploits, I knew that I wasn't going to be sleeping in a hedge this time, so I travelled as light as I possibly could. Perhaps a little bit too light. Maybe I could have done with another place to stash some clothing. But yeah, so I didn't have much with me. So as you can see, top tube bag. I don't want to say giant saddlebag because it's not, but it's a fairly large saddlebag. And then yeah, my back pockets were bulging full of stuff like winter gloves and food. And whereas when I'd done stuff before, I'd taken mainly like normal food and not much sports nutrition. I've got a bit more sports nutrition this time, and I wish I'd taken more actually, because that was what my body was craving by the end.
I've just attempted something that I've not done pretty much since I left the pro peloton, which is going for a wee whilst riding. Basically, I figured that stopping to go for a wee would ruin my average speed. So I found the perfect stretch of road, only to find it was like something out of the David Attenborough wildlife program. I dodged pheasants and rabbits the whole way down, and it was remarkably sketchy, I'm not going to lie, but everything survived intact, you'll be pleased to hear. The riding is so good on this route. At this time of year, I don't think I've ever ridden gravel anywhere else in the world that's
like this. Not to say that this is better, there's just something about the combination of trails and scenery. It's just so mellow. It's absolutely fantastic. I've actually stopped for this very solemn moment. I wouldn't want you to miss one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, Stonehenge. Can you see it? What do you mean it's not very impressive? Zoom in. Yeah, there you go. Right, game on. It's like straight out of Kansas. Proper USA style gravel. No disrespect to USA gravel, but it's not quite as engaging as some of the like narrower, more single track style trails. There's also a nagging headwind, which I knew I was going to get on this section. I've got about 100 kilometers of headwind, and then it does mean that I'll finish with a tailie. So I think it's probably the right way around, but it feels like slow going up here. Also, it's quite desolate up here. It's a bit eerie with all the military stuff going on, and I don't know, it's a bit bleak for my taste. Give me a nice bluebell wood any day of the week. Oh, there you go, bit of civilization for you. It's been some dark times, mate. Dark times. A little update. So we've got just 100 miles on the clock, just under, and I've been on the road for 7 hours, so 6 hours 40 ride time. If I carry on at this pace, then I'm well up on my sort of schedule that I'd loosely pieced together. So that's good. I've been motoring through my nutrition. I've eaten most of my science and sports nutrition already. But I thought at this point, with 100 miles on the clock, I'd have a ceremonial Bakewell. The epic ingredients list, I noticed last night, included titanium. So well, titanium's never bad, is it? Especially not in a Bakewell tart. Please shut the gate, it says. You know why? Cows. Cows. And these ones look mean as well, like really mean. So, okay, right. They're all staring. They're eyeing me up. Whether that's because they think that I'm breakfast, or just because they're aggressive and they want to fight. I hate cows. I think I might have got away with it this time though.
There is a bit of controversy around FKTs in that, is it acceptable to be effectively trying to ride quickly on public paths? And I do get that, and actually when I was doing some research about who had the quickest time around King Alfred's Way, and there was an awful lot of internet forums saying that you should not be attempting it. And I sympathise because, you know, I'm all too aware of the damaging effects of one cyclist acting like a dick on the trails. You can have 99 people being amazing and well behaved, and one person can ruin it for all of us. But then I was thinking, well, that one person that rides like an idiot is probably going to be riding like an idiot whether they've got a stopwatch or not. You know, whether you're trying to do the whole thing in one or you're trying to get Strava segments on the way around. And so my own approach to it is just be nice, courteous, sensible. Pedestrians take right of way. You've got to shut all gates. You take all rubbish with you. You're just a normal, responsible human being, like a member of society. And actually, that takes precedence over a stopwatch. And actually, I suppose the other thing that I was thinking of is that if I was to go and ride a section of King Alfred's Way, you know, as part of a normal 2-hour bike ride, I would probably inevitably be going a lot quicker. Like, you go slow when you're riding 220 miles. And so each section I was doing less quickly than I would do if I was just out riding normally. So I was thinking, well, in that case, I'm not actually going to be doing anything that's detrimental to other users of the countryside or for the future security of a route like King Alfred's.
I am still on the Ridgeway, which is taking its toll a bit. I'm starting to feel pretty tired now. I've been riding for 7 hours, done 170k, so nearly halfway, which is great, but I think I've forgotten how much of this route is the Ridgeway. And I suppose when all's said and done, it's relatively easy kilometres, but it's just not terribly inspiring after a good few hours of it. Maybe on a nice summer's day, you could stop for a picnic. Maybe if you got Hank for company, making them eat slow berries. But today, I just want to get it done. Mentally, I've set a little marker for when I hit the River Thames. So I think I'm just counting down the kilometres till then. I think I've made it. I think I'm off the Ridgeway at last. And I think I'm now in the safety of the Thames Valley. My main thing at the moment is starting to get really sore triceps, which will probably surprise you given the size of my triceps. The bucolic River Thames. Oh, I'm so pleased to get here. Oh, that last 100 kilometres has really dragged. I'm not a fan of Ridgeway, if you've not worked that out yet already. Or rather, I'm not a fan of Ridgeway today. Anyway, this is cool. We have got to Streatley, which is a lovely village by the Thames. There is an amazing cafe there. I know it's amazing because me and Hank went there a couple of years ago. Got 176k on the clock. So it's almost exactly halfway, and I've been riding for, what's that coming up? I've been riding 7.5 hours, but 7 hours 50 has elapsed. Okay, so we're still doing all right. We're ahead of schedule, but I can't dilly-dally. So I'm gonna crack on. Leg warmers coming off. Delightful gluten-free pita bread with Gouda cheese. Gouda cheese does not do what it says on the tin. It's not that Gouda. See you in a bit. So run into Reading now. I'm actually craving sugar at the minute. I can't find the gel that I've taken out of my saddlebag at this precise moment. It's in one of 4 pockets. I can't work out which one. It's testament to both the City of Reading and King Alfred's Way route planners that they've managed to get you through a major urban centre without riding on roads. That's incredible. But all those hard-earned kilometres, there's also a feeling of frustration now that making quite a lot of wrong turns. There it is. No, hang on a minute. Making quite a lot of wrong turns, as you can see. I'm trying to adopt a fairly calm mentality, which is that each section just takes as long as it takes. And if it's slow for me, it's slow for everyone else. So that's that. Fingers crossed. I've blown my doors. I wasn't entirely sure whether I'd already blown my doors or not. Now I definitely know that I've completely blown my doors. I'm in desperate need of sugar. So my second treat, which actually the first time around didn't feel like much of a treat, my titanium oxide Bakewell tart is coming out. I just see something really sweet and I've run out of gels and bars. So all I've got is water and pita breads with cheese. Oh God. Anyway, getting to some civilization soon so I can stock up there. Really relieved actually that so much tarmac. You know it's getting bad when you start preferring tarmac to gravel. So I'm at that point now. Okay, first smash and grab. I've got 100k left to do, just about, and I think you can see from what I've bought what state I'm in. So we've got sugar, sugar and fat, and sugar, fat, and potentially some complex carbohydrates, but not very much. So yeah, I'm gonna get it down me, get it in my pockets, and crack on. Time is ticking. Like, that was amazing. Like, I might have been very rude about the Ridgeway, but I am a big fan of Surrey riding. Like, it was a lot of fun. Sandy, single track, it was mint, but dragging myself up here all the way up to the top of Hindhead, or Devil's Punch Bowl, or wherever we are. Oh, I feel broken. And I'm broken to the point where I haven't actually managed to eat anything, so I've stopped at a garage, bought a load of sugar, and then it's just sat in my back pockets. So I think I need to go and buy some salt and vinegar crisps. But the trouble is I don't know what else I want. So also I'm at that point where every time I get out of the saddle I go like an old man getting out of a chair. of an update. You can probably tell it's getting towards evening now. Just 7:15. Got 3 hours. Got 54 kilometers to do. So it's still doable. I've got 3 monster climbs coming up. This is the first to get onto the South Downs. The good news though, I managed to start eating again, so that's cool.
There it is, the wall. Now, don't you say that it doesn't look like much. That is savage. Hank had to get off and walk when we came up here a couple of years ago. And I have a feeling I might do the same, which is going to wreck my average speed. And it could well be the end.
The wall is conquered. Now, I imagine a question that maybe many of you are thinking is, why on earth would you want to tackle a beautiful route like this, steeped in 10,000 years of history and peppered with fantastic country pubs and tea shops, and just miss all of that? And it's a very good point. I would definitely recommend anyone to tackle this or similar with friends and family, and take your time, just see the best of what the country has to offer, basically. But then there's also something else. This is different. This is a different challenge, and it's enjoyable for completely different reasons. I like pushing myself, and I am pushing myself, but also there's just a real joy to moving efficiently, and there's also a joy to having a reason to ride fast and not dilly-dally. It's been cracking good fun, whether I make it back for 10:15 or not. But I'll be a bit annoyed if I don't make it. There's no two ways about it. The sun has definitely set. It's getting dark and my lights are gonna have to come on. For the first time since I switched them off 15 hours ago maybe. So I'm really at my limit. And for the first time this ride, I sort of thought how nice it would be just not to be doing it, just to make it stop. The last few hours where my body was kind of shutting down. I was dehydrated, but I just didn't want to drink anything. I didn't want to, it's something I've experienced a few times. It was like I just didn't have the mental capacity to look after myself anymore. So I'd gone into this kind of dark, very introverted place where I knew I could just keep my pedals turning. And so the last 4 hours, I was completely blown, I was dehydrated, I was sore, and I just knew that the finish line was there, the clock was ticking, and I had to get there somehow. And it was, yeah, it was dark, it was really dark. Right, I don't know whether you can see my rather tired, grizzled face. But I think this is the last proper climb of the route now. You can hear how much I'm breathing. I'm barely turning the pedals, but I'm just running on fumes. Now I stopped looking at how far I've got to go. I stopped looking at the time. Didn't want to see I wasn't going to make it, but that has left me feeling slightly anxious that I'm not. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place there. Mentally, I've just gone into that place, like, not a trance, but just kind of like withdrawn into myself. I've still got that double espresso caffeine gel in my saddlebag. It's going to go untouched. I just can't be bothered to get my headphones out and have a little cry. Just want to get it done now.
Head down, man.
Yeah.
Get your head down, you done it. Less than an hour, easy.
It's weird. I just want to go to bed. I just really want to go to bed. There's Winchester. I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm gonna get back. I still don't know whether I'm gonna get the time. Ow! Oh my God. What's the time? I actually can't tell the time. What is the time? Is that, I feel like Phileas Fogg in Around the World in 80 Days. 10:13, I made it! Yes! No, I need to celebrate. I'm not even on the bus. Totally meaningless, but incredibly amazing and personal achievement. Oh my goodness me. I thought it would never end. Genuinely, I thought it would never end. That was absolutely savage. So yeah, what's that? 16 hours and about 50 something minutes. I will take that. Oh my God. Well, I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to Lauf for lending me your new Siegler. I couldn't have done it without it. These forks, oh my word. There's a video over on GCN Tech, that's what I meant to tell you, where I talk through all the tech on the bike and also my equipment that I've used as well. So, yeah, make sure you go check that out. Link in the description. Oh, I'm going to bed.